Hello everyone, it's Allison from CFB Borden, taking you through a yoga class. So just remember to read this disclaimer that was fully at the beginning of this video, and make sure you understand any issues or things that could come up. If you ever feel sharp shooting pain, it's your body telling you it's not for you, you've gone too far, please pull out slowly. And before you start any new routine, seek medical advice just to make sure it's good for you, okay? Whatever you're doing. But today's gonna be yoga. So you will need a yoga block. So if you do not have a yoga block, we can always work without one. Or if you have a book about the same size that's a hardcover, will also work very well for you. With that being said, let's begin. I want you to stand at the very front edge of your mat, whichever way it's facing on the short end. I want you to close your eyes and breathe in through your nose if possible, and breathe out. I want you to feel your feet attached to the ground with every connection point. And now, as you're standing and breathing, I want you to scan very systematically up from your feet to the very top of your head. And as we're scanning, we're noticing anywhere that we may have tightness, uncomfortableness, any underlying injuries or repetitive stress injuries. And we're just making little check boxes like, okay, yep, that spot, and then we move on to the next. Until you get to the very crown of your head. Feel the ground supporting underneath you. You can choose to keep your eyes closed or open them. Inhale your arms up over your head, reach above you while keeping your shoulders away from your ears, so we're pulling down. And then I want you to exhale, make big stop sign arms with your arms. So you're gonna pull down and back and squeeze the elbows almost behind you. Exhale, reach up and back, lift, lengthen those legs, keep the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, draw the elbows down, squeeze at the bottom. Maybe even bend back just a little bit. Inhale your arms up over your head, reach. Exhale down with the elbows, making a big W with the arms. Squeeze at the bottom and roll those shoulders down and back. Allow the hands to fall to your sides, soften your shoulders. Inhale your arms up over your head. You're going to exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, nice and slow to standing. Roll those shoulders down and back. Inhale your arms up over your head. Exhale, fold over your legs. Let your body hang, let your legs bend. Halfway lift, inhaling at the top. Exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale, rolling to standing, nice and slow. Inhale those arms up over your head in this modified sun salutation. Exhale, fold over the legs. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll to standing nice and tall, shoulders down and back. Inhale, the arms up over the head. And last one, exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold over those legs. Take your hands beside your feet and walk your feet out to a tall plank push-up, and then lower the knees into your first tabletop. Toes can remain loose and relaxed, top of the feet on the mat, or you can tuck the toes, whatever feels better for your body. I want you to round and tuck into cat, tucking your chin, tucking your hips, pressing everything away from you. Exhale, press into cow. Press your hips back, forehead to the ceiling, and then round and tuck. Release into the opposite, and if my breathing for cueing or cueing for breathing doesn't work for you, please, by all means, just breathe through each movement in whatever fashion suits you best. Coming back to a nice neutral spine. We're going to start to engage our body a little more. I want you to make sure your elbow creases are facing each other. Draw the belly button up to the spine and push your hands into the ground while cupping the ground. So dig those fingertips in as well as your palm. Okay, hover the knees. Breathe and hold. Then we're going to exhale into child's pose. Push your hips back over your heels. And exhale into your downward dog. And then wave the body forward back to your hovering tabletop. 2 more. Exhale, hovering child's pose. Inhale to your downward dog. Knees can be bent, heels can be elevated, elbow creases facing each other. Wave the body forward back to that hovering tabletop. Last one. Exhale, hovering child's pose. Inhale, hips up to the sky. Wave the body forward to your hovering tabletop. Okay, lower the knees, relax the toes. Tap your feet on the ground if that bothered your toes a little. Couple big breaths in and out. From here, let's take our right leg behind us. We're going to then take our left arm up. Keep the hand hovering. I want you to pivot, open up into this low lunge twist to the left-hand side. Exhale, hand, weave it underneath your body. Palms facing the sky. Right hand can adjust to support you. Start to hover your right leg. Left ear is on the ground, and we can choose to stay right here. Or we can start to lift the right hand up and balance. Pull your belly button to your spine. Find space between your shoulders and your heel of your foot. Press everything away from you like they're pulling you in all different directions. Exhale, release the right hand to the ground. Lower the right foot. Inhale, back to your tabletop. Round and tuck cat. Exhale, cow. One more. Round and tuck into cat. Exhale into cow. Back to that neutral spine. Let's take our left leg behind us. Right arm is going to reach forward like you're going to shake my hand if I were in front of you. Take a breath in. As you exhale, peel that right hand up to the ceiling. Stack your shoulders and lift up. Find space between your ribs. Breathe and hold. Exhale, weave the hand underneath the body. Palm faces up. Ear to the ground on the right side of your head. Start to hover that left foot. Press that heel away, pull your toes in. Readjust the left hand for support, and you can choose to stay right here, or we can start to lift that left hand, stack the shoulders, pulling the belly button to the spine. If you roll over, you roll over. Just have a good laugh and rejoin. Breathe. Exhale, hand down first, then your foot. Inhale back to your tabletop. And go through 2 more cat and cows. Just resetting the spine, telling your body you're good if everything is super tight. Good. Back into that neutral tabletop. Elbow creases are facing not the front edge of your mat, but in towards the center, facing each other. Tuck your toes, exhale up into downward dog and readjust as you need to. Okay, big deep breath in. I want you to walk your feet together, lift your right leg up and step that foot up and through between your hands. This is where the block might help you. So you can put the block out in front of you and put your hands on it if that's beneficial for you to create a little more space. It's really up to you. From here, big deep breath in. Exhale, lower the back knee, relax the back toes. Inhale the heel to the hip. Exhale the foot back down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. 1 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. From here, take your right hand, because your right foot's in front of you or underneath you. Knee over the ankle. Take the right hand up to the ceiling. Exhale the right hand on top of the knee and push the knee away from you. So it's starting to bow out to the side. Breathe and hold. Hand can still be on the block if this is too much for you. It just creates a little more space through the hip capsule. And you don't have to push on the knee with the hand. We just let gravity do the work. Big deep breath in. And out. Slowly peel that foot in. Tuck the back toes. Elevate the back knee. And we're going to step the back foot about halfway up and straighten both legs and stand up. As we're doing this, I want you to start to hinge at your hips, press them back, take that block just outside the foot or inside the foot. But I want you to start to draw the chest down and back, or the shoulders down and back. Press the hips forward. So this is more accessible with the block. It's bringing the ground up to you. Feeling that hamstring say hello. Bend into the front knee. We're now going to place that book or block in front of our foot. Shift our weight into our front leg and start to hover our back leg. Big deep breath in. We're going to start to try to peel. Open up your hips to the left side of your mat or the room. The block's there for you to support and lean into if you need to. And then lift up. Breathe and hold. 1 more. Big deep breath in. Karate kick the back room. Press through your hand and your feet away from you. Exhale. Pivot your hips back to the mat. Step the foot down. Release the block in front of you. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Notice how your right hip feels compared to your left. It's probably really fired up. 1 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to standing nice and tall. Roll those shoulders down and back. Inhale your arms up over your head. Exhale, fold. If you need to rock right and left, if that allows your lower back to be like, no, I'm good. Okay, take both hands in front of the feet, bend the knees as much as you need to, walk the feet out to your downward dog. Shake your head a little no. Shake your head a little yes.
Okay, feet together, look forward, take the left leg up into the air, step that foot up and through between your hands, lower the back knee, relax the back toes. 3 times, drive the heel to the hip and lower back down. If it's not really accessible for you to be this low, place the block in front of you so you have a little more space, or bring the ground up to you. Last one, inhale up, squeeze, hold. Exhale, release. Inhale the left hand up to the ceiling this time. Exhale the left hand on top of the thigh, the left thigh, and start to press that knee away from you. Again, we can use the block here to either prop ourselves a little higher and allow gravity to take that knee, or we can lower our elbows onto the block or the ground. Just depends what's accessible for you. Don't think of it as a right or wrong. Just think of it as what works best for you and your body. Good, big deep breath in. And exhale. One more big deep breath in. And exhale. Slowly peel that foot back underneath. If your elbows are down, walk your hands underneath you. Tuck the back toes. We're moving the block out in front of us for now. We're going to start to engage that front leg and kick that back foot up almost into our warrior 3 or airplane. But instead, start to just balance your hips towards the ground. We can choose to stay here, or we place the block under our left hand. Pivot our hips now to the right, and notice it's going to be much more challenging on one side than the other. No judgment. You fall, you fall. Karate kick the back of the room. Lift that right hand up. Breathe. Hold. Fight for it. Pull your belly button to your spine. Engage everything. Lift up and away with your foot in your hand. Push. Exhale, slowly release that foot down to the ground, pivoting the hips, placing that block out in front of you. Inhale, halfway lift, or book. Exhale, fold. This time, inhale to standing nice and tall. Roll those shoulders down and back. Inhale those arms up over your head. Exhale your hands below and behind your back. Clasp your fingers. Inhale, bend your knees, fold forward. And you're going to take those clasped hands and reach up towards the ceiling. Roll those shoulders down and back. And start to press through your legs and lengthen or straighten them. Allow the head to bow down. Shoulders are rolling down and back. Breathe deeply here. With every exhale, fight to have a little more length through the back of the leg, sending the hips up higher. One more big deep breath in and out. Slowly bend the knees. Bring the hands to the lower back, release the clasp, and just roll a little right to left. Coming back to center, I want you to take your book or your block and place it just above your knees so that it's, you're not pressing your knees into the block, but it's actually your thighs, your upper inner thighs, okay? So we're still in this bent position. I want you to inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. I want you to now, one more time, inhale to standing nice and tall. Squeeze that block or book. You don't want to lose it. That's the tension you should always have through your legs as you go through the forward fold Tadasana mountain pose. This time we're going to exhale into chair. Pulling into chair. We're tucking our hips ever so slightly. We're squeezing that block. We're drawing our shoulders down and back. Hands can be out front or in center, whatever feels better for you. And we're gonna exhale, fold. Halfway lift. This time, exhale into chair. Hold, squeeze the block, lower yourself a little more. If you want an added challenge, drive up onto the balls of your feet, and we're gonna lower down a little more, all while squeezing that beautiful block. Big deep breath in. Exhale, lower down a little further, whether you're squatting, chair pose, or the toe squat. Big deep breath in. Exhale, fold. We got one more of those. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to standing nice and tall in your Tadasana. Roll those shoulders down and back. Inhale, your arms up over your head. Exhale, chair. Last time. Breathe. Hopefully you haven't dropped the book or the block, and if you have, oh well, put it back. If you didn't before, try the toe squat. Pull up onto the toes. Elevate the heels. Lower yourself down a little more. Big deep breath in. Exhale a little more. Big deep breath in. Exhale a little more. Get as low as you can. Don't lose the block. Okay, take your hands down at your sides and see if you can make your way to a seated posture. Don't lose the block. Okay, from here, I want you to roll onto your back. Roll all the way down. Let's give yourself a moment here. Maybe some pelvic tilts, bringing the hip bones closer to the thigh. And then press the hip bones back so the lower back connects with the mat. Do a few of those. Inhale up. Exhale, flatten. Try to make sure all that movement is coming from the hip socket itself. So it's rolling, almost like a bowl, rocking back and forth. Forward and back. And you should almost feel your body wanting to pull each direction or push down. Keeping the block where it is. We haven't taken it out yet. Walk your heels towards your hips. Lift your hips up into a beautiful bridge. Big deep breath in. And out. Squeeze and hold. We can choose to stay here, or we can take our hands underneath our hips. Walk our shoulders underneath, tucking our chin. Big deep breath in. And out. See if you can lift those hips a little higher. Squeeze the block a little more. One more big deep breath in. And out. Slowly unroll the shoulders, unclasp the hands, and bring your hips back down. Let's remove the block off to the side for a moment. And you're just going to allow both knees to fall to the right. Inhale them up like a windshield wiper and drop them off to the left. Do that a few times. Go as slow or as fast as you would like here. Never forcing the knees to touch the ground. Your arms can be over your torso or at your sides, whatever feels most natural to you. And walking the feet back in, grab your book or your block. You're actually going to place the block under your sacral spine. So if you were to find the top of your hip bone and put your thumbs and then create a diamond shape, that's where the block is going to sit. So fingertips right at the top of the hip bone itself, walk them in towards each other. Now make your fingers meet, and then you should be able to sit the block right underneath your hands and remove your hands. If it's too low, you're not going to feel supported, and if it's too high into the arch of your back, you're just going to feel highly uncomfortable. You want to feel supported. So from here, let's take the right leg up into the air, and then we'll take the left. Now this is a good time to figure out if the block is in the right spot for you. It's okay if your hips or the book lift off slightly. If it's not, lower your feet and just reposition the block a little higher or a little lower. And breathe and hold with both legs up. Draw your toes actively towards your body. And I want you to breathe here, letting those legs hang out. And the legs don't have to be straight. Micro bend or small bend in the knee, whatever you need to feel supported for yourself. And again, any adjustments that you need for yourself, you take them. Breathe and hold. With every exhale, we're fighting for a little more length through the back of our legs. If it is uncomfortable to have the block or the book underneath you, you can do the same thing and without it underneath. So you're back on the mat. That's perfectly fine. Legs might feel like they're burning a little, your ankles, or maybe you don't feel anything, and all are all right unless you're feeling pain. Big deep breath in. And out. 30 more seconds here. One more big deep breath in. And exhale, slowly walk those heels down, bending the knees. Then walk the feet down. And just take a moment to see how you feel here. So we're going to go into our last pose, which is a hip elevated Shavasana. But again, if you have low back issues, if the block or book underneath you isn't feeling well, what I want you to do is remove it. So bridge the hips up and remove it. If not, we're just going to walk the heels out and away, lengthening the legs and let our toes fall to the right and left of our mat. And again, we can reposition ourselves here as we need to with small micro adjustments. And I want you to just breathe. With every exhale, we're finding a little heaviness to the body and the eyelids. We're taking small micro moments to just be and notice how we are now after all that hip work and the stretches and the engagement we just did. Breathing deeply into our body. And then, as you did in the beginning when we were standing, noticing and scanning from our feet very systematically up to our head and the crown of our body. Noticing how you feel now and those notes you made at the beginning, reassessing where you're at now. Excuse me. Sorry. And then once you're done your scan, just notice all the points of your body that are connected to the ground and the block and how they feel attached to it. Setting your intentions for the rest of your day. Picking 2 to 3 words that come to your mind quickly of what you would either like to accomplish or goals you have, your intentions in any aspect. Now, once you have those, repeat them to yourself 2 or 3 times. Big deep breath in. And exhale. Slowly wiggle the toes and the fingers. Create movements through the wrists and the ankles. And then walk the feet when you're ready back onto the mat. Engage your hips and your glutes, squeeze up, remove the block and lower the hips back down. And just maybe stretch like you would waking up in the morning with however that feels best for you. And then slowly making your way onto your favorite side. And press yourself up to a seated posture. And just take a moment to see how your hips and your lower back feel. Take a moment to thank yourself for joining me in this little flow, focusing on your hips, hopefully making them a little happier. And that is it, and that is all. Have a great day, everybody. Like and subscribe to the National PSP program and the Borden YouTube page.